In this video, I'll show you how to fix a rusty muffler for about $20. The materials we're going to be using is aluminum flashing you can buy from Ace Hardware, stainless steel cable ties that you can buy from Harbor Freight, and then this Weldwood contact cement, which does work for metals. People use it for their furnaces, stove ovens, etc. all the time, so I'm hoping it'll work here. The cable ties are just some stainless steel zip ties, so hopefully it'll help. I think JB Weld will work better than this, but the high temperature JB Weld is really expensive, so we'll give it a shot. So the first thing you want to do is get some cloth tape or something that can flex, and then you want to put it around the muffler to figure out what the overall length of the sheet metal should be. And then you get that, you mark it on your roll of aluminum panel, and then you cut it. I got these metal scissor looking things from Ace Hardware as well. They work pretty good. And then you want to get your stainless steel zip ties. And what I did here is I noticed that anytime they go in, they don't come back. Your zip ties should do. So I just put them at the very end. And then the very end tab there, I put some electrical tape that'll probably burn off later on to make sure that they don't become smaller as I'm trying to put it inside the over the muffler. So what I decided to do here is I got 4 of them to measure a little bit bigger than the diameter we talked about earlier, and all except for one were electrical taped. And my plan here is to put the epoxy all over the side that faces the muffler and try to install it as cleanly as possible. I'm going to wrap it around, slide the zip tie circle over here, and then try to close it off. The purpose of this is, number one, to hold it in place, but mostly all the epoxy cures to keep it in place. But it is stainless steel, just going to stay there for the life of the car, which hopefully will be a couple more years. So you want to get your cement out, dollar store cheapo brush, and then you want to get your cut sheet of metal. This one's aluminum. You want to rough it up on the surface that's going to receive the epoxy. And then you want to apply a whole bunch of epoxy. I probably put way too much, but that's probably just enough. And what I have found is that the metal zip ties are really tough to make snug. You can't just pull on it like regular zip ties. So my recommendation to you would be to get a lot of long plastic zip lines to provide the clamping force. And then on top of those, or right beside them, put the stainless steel ones for the long-term reinforcement. So I'm done with the job. I have the reinforcement stainless steel zip ties. I put way too much epoxy, which again is probably just the right amount. And we're gonna see if it works. So I'm really assuming that this epoxy thing is gonna bake off eventually and lose its contact. So my plan, if that happens, is to brush the exterior side of it off, and then I'm gonna retighten it as much as I can, put some new stainless steel zip ties on there to reinforce it structurally that way, and then I'll get some high temperature JB Weld that makes some that go up to 450 or even greater Fahrenheit, and it's supposed to work pretty well for oscillating temperatures, kind of like you have in a muffler or exhaust system. So if I come back to the video and comment on it or change the title or something, I'll make sure to let you guys know if it does not work. This is not a very delicate solution. The best way is just to replace your entire muffler, but the pipe is so rusted through that there's not really a good section in there, and I'm not about to replace all the way back to the headers just for a loud muffler. So good luck, guys.